guys, my name is Varaj and sitting next to me is Kuru Kiran. So we are
Hello guys.
so we have started a new channel called Blue Stand Revolution. So yeah, Revolution, Blue Stand Education. So I was thinking about French Revolution, so it came off my mind. So as you can see that we are very interested in teaching others and we are interested in learning. So first we are going to teach you many subjects. The subjects my partner will tell you which subjects we are going.
So guys, we are teaching you three subjects: computer, social, and science. So guys, in social, we are going to learn history first chapter that is known as the French Revolution. So guys, I'll give you homework. We'll give you few questions in the last. You can answer them in comment box. Okay, guys. Let's
Okay,
start the video.
okay. So my
If
part.
you did not understand, guys, you can comment. We will text you, guys. Okay. Start. Swaraj, start.
Okay, if my partner is little shy here, so if he doesn't talk, please don't mind. Okay, I'm telling you the truth. Okay, going to start about the French Revolution, one of the most important revolution in the human history. So the aim was to remove the French monarchy and bring a French Republic. Okay, the old region describes the society and institution. Means before the 18th century, the society in France was divided mainly upon the nobility, means the people who were divided. Each group was divided into estates, and the
So, guys, as he told, each group are divided in estates. That is known as first, second, and third estate.
okay, I'm
First
gonna
estate is known as clergies. Then second estate is known as nobles, and third estate is known as peasants. So, guys, he'll tell you.
not only peasants were included in third estate, but even a big businessman, farmers, etc. It will come in next part. So mainly the French, the king was at the top, and he collected all taxes. So it was a feudal system that dated back to Middle Ages. So this was one pyramid showing everything of the clergy. The first estate was the clergy. Means they were who belonged to the churches and who people who prayed to the Christians, means the church and Jesus Christ. Okay, group of people investing special functions in a church. Like they perform special functions like they pray to God, etc. They had access to high officers and they used to collect taxes and were exempted from paying any taxes. The second estate was the nobility. Rich nobles owned most land and they also did not pay any taxes. Instead, they also collected taxes and they enjoyed more privileges compared to the third estate. So third estate, as my friend told, was not only composed of peasants, but it was 98% of the population,
Yes,
composed of rich businessmen, merchants, court officials, lawyers, etc.
peasants and artisans. Small peasants, landless laborers,
And
servants.
yeah, so the third estate was 98% of the population. Borgers is something I don't know to spell French. Sorry. Merchants, well education, believed in liberty and equality, and had to pay taxes to still retain much of their wealth. So they were big businessmen at the first, and the workers in the cities were the second. They earned low wages and often hungry. In the villages, in rural areas, they were peasants. Half of the income was paid out to the nobles and churches and the state. Okay, so my friend will tell about the taxes which are given here.
Tallies. Tax to be paid directly to state. Indirect taxes were levied on articles of everyday. Cons- uh, I don't know the spelling, like
Consup
salt or tobacco.
Consumption. Okay, and even one
Consumption, consumption like salt or tobacco.
and one there was one more tax called tithes. Okay,
It's
so the burden of financial,
here.
yeah, you can continue.
Okay, you continue now.
Yeah, the burden of financial activity of state was mainly run on the third estate. Means they had the first and second estate did not pay any taxes. Okay, so the old regime. This is just a cartoon. Will not discuss it about anything. So okay, the struggle for survival. By 1789, the population of France had reached 28 million from 23 million in 1715. Between 1715 and 1789, 5 million people were born in France and the population had increased. This led to a rapid increase in demand. When the population is increasing, of course, there's an increase in demand for food. That time, the European staple was mainly bread. So the third and fourth point, my friend will explain you.
Price of bread, staple diet, rose rapidly. Uh, has Swaraj told, like, they just made bread because they did not have anything to eat, so just they made bread. The gap between the rice and the poor, what is that?
The gap could not gap between the rich and poor had widened. Means the gap, like the increasing population and lower wages and the prices were increasing. So the rich people were getting more taxes. Means the first estate and the second estate, and they were getting more richer. The poor people, means the third estate, had to pay taxes. So the gap in between them, the financial gap between them had widened enough. Okay, and the majority of people who had worked as labor had fixed wages. The wages could not keep with rising prices. Like the bread price was around 5 rupees yesterday. Now it's 8 rupees per loaf. But your price was salary was around 10 rupees per day. Now it's dropped to 6 rupees. You could not buy bread for yourself to eat. So this was meaning. Okay, so during drought and hail, which drought means where there's lack of rain and the crops can grow, the harvest would reduce. This led to more problems. This leads to subsidence prices, an extreme situation where the basic means of livelihood are endangered. Okay, this is the meaning of subsidence prices. Okay, the middle class of the third estate. So this my friend will explain you, or I should only explain.
You explain first.
Yeah. So my friend is smart, but he's little shy, so he is not able to explain. Sorry for that. So the 18th century witnessed the emergence of social groups, termed the middle class. Now in the modern century, you have something called the first class, the middle class, and the low class. Means first class are the more richest people. Middle class are the families which have a middle income, like around 1 to 20 lakhs per year. And third class, like between their payments were between 5 to 0 rupees per year. Okay, this was the division we see now. So in the middle class appeared that time during the time of the French Revolution. Okay, the middle class included merchants, manufacturers, lawyers, and administrative officials. Okay, this middle class people all were educated, and they thought that that time it was all privileged by birth. Means people who were born by birth had to do the occupation, and they got the privileges. So this middle class and the educated people thought that the people should not be privileged by birth. Like the people's social position must depend upon his merit, means his qualification of his education, not on his privileges by birth. So next go to the next slide. Okay, the philosophers of that era. So this one also I should explain, or next my friend will explain.
John Locke. Two, a
Read.
treatise of government speaks against the doctrine of the divine and absolute right of the monarchy. The person he went against the rule,
Of
is it true? No.
of the divine and absolute right of the monarch. John Locke, one of the most famous philosophers at the time, devised the two treatises of the government and spoke against the doctrine, which did not want the divine right of the king and the absolute right of the monarchy. Okay. The second philosopher was Jean-Jacques Rousseau and the social contract. He proposed a form of government which was based upon a social contract between people and their representatives. People will vote for the government and the government will work for the people. Once he had told that man is born free, but he is in chains everywhere. One of the most famous words. Montesquieu, he wrote in his famous book, The Spirits of Law, proposed a division in which now in India we have like judiciary, executive, and legislature. He devised the government that should be established in the France that time. His idea was based upon the American Constitution. and guarantees of individual rights. American Constitution US had gained this independence in 1776 from the British. Okay, which the 13 colonies. So he wanted to put a government in France based upon that. Okay, these ideas of the philosophers were discussed and spread among people through books and newspapers. They were extensively discussed in public places and spread across the media, which was available then. Okay, calling the estate journals. Okay, so I now tell you the backstory. That backstory in 1789, Louis XVI had ascended the throne of France at the age of 1774 ascended the throne of France at the age of 20. He had married Austrian Queen Mary Antoinette that time. So when he had ascended the throne, the France treasury was completely empty. Okay.
So I'll continue because Louis XVI saved American 13 colonies from Britain. So his treasury was completely what
Em-
empty. Okay, guys?
yeah, empty.
It was empty.
And one more reason was that long years of war had drained the economy, and
Yes.
there was an extravagant, very beautiful palace in Versailles, which I had to maintain, and maintaining a large army was also not easy. These were some of the reasons which drained the France treasury. Okay, so to bring the financial situation down, like the debt of the France, that the loan he had taken from the other countries had already grown to a 2 billion livres. Livres was his currency, which was followed at the France at that time. Okay, okay. The king's attempt to solve the financial crisis, removing some of the noble tax exemption, means he wanted to remove some of the tax exemptions. And nobody saw a special bit better bled and entailed all of the class. The parliament and the judicial organism, controlled by the nobility, blocked by the kings, was forced electorally to call a general estate meeting
In 1788.
yeah, the one of the first, then the previous general estate meeting was held like 100 years back, 100 to 150 years back. This was called after 150 years.
Okay.
Okay, on 5th of May 1789 it was called the meeting of estates general. Okay, meeting of estates general. Okay,
Uh,
okay,
to vote by head or by order.
yeah.
The delegates of the Third Estate ins- insisted that the Third Estate
The,
meet together,
the three
that
estates,
the
not the third.
vote
The third.
vote be taken by head rather than by order, since there was far more delegates from
Delegates.
okay from the Third Estate. The plan would give them a majority. The king refused to grant their request. The Third Estate refused to budge.
Okay.
Budge.
So I'm
Yes.
going to explain you this, sir. To vote at the time of General Assembly, the first and second estate had combined had 600 members, but the third
Wait, I'll
estate.
explain. I'll explain. I'll
Okay,
explain.
okay, done.
So, guys, from first estate and second estate, 600 people were there. From third estate, there were 600 people. First and second estate had two votes, but third estate had only one vote.
Like
So,
each group had one vote in individual. First estate.
votes each first and second estate they'll say combined each other, so they got two votes, but third estate had only one vote. So the third estate general told that this is not fair, we should get one more vote. The king refused for their request,
Yeah. So I'm
so
gonna.
the third estate refused to budge. Okay,
Yeah,
guys.
I'm going to tell you that time that the each group was given an individual vote, means the 300 members of the first and second estate, and 600 members of the third estate. So the people of the third estate proposed that each person should get an individual vote rather than a total group. So Louis the 16th did not like this, and he refused that old system must be followed. The first and second estate were in the major, like they wanted that taxes should increase for third estate, so that each casted a vote in favor of two, and the whole estate were opposed to it. So only one vote was given here. So the Louis XVI refused that. So third estate got angry and left the General Estate Assembly at the right time. Okay. Okay, the tennis court oath. 28th June, after this General Estate Assembly, the people of the third estate thought that they must remove the monarchy in France and all minimum limit its power. So they gathered in a inside tennis court in Versailles, which is in France, and some members of the first estate also joined them. Okay, then they declared that they should form a national assembly. They gave themselves the power to pass law on behalf of the French people. There are also two main first estate members that you should remember the name: Mirabeau and Abbé. Mirabeau delivered powerful speeches and the assembled crowd, and Abbé wrote the influential pamphlet called "What is the Third Estate?" You must remember these two names very carefully. 28th June 1789 was the date of tennis court oath. Okay, the tennis court oath. The delegates agreed, but one of the 578 all but one of the 507 delegates signed it. Means all of the 578 there were today 578 delegates were total, but 577 only signed it, but one did not sign it. The code is known as the tennis court oath. It said that the National Assembly, considering that it had been summoned to establish the constitution of the kingdom, decrees that all members of the assembly shall immediately take a solemn oath not to separate until the constitutional kingdom is established on a firm foundation. June 28, 1789 was the tennis court oath. Okay, storming of Bastille. Okay, after this oath, on 14 July, almost 1 month later, while the tennis court oath, the people of the Constitutive Assembly National Assembly were forming the constitution. This happened on 14 July 1789. Due to severe winter, the harvest was not good. The price of the bread rose and the hoarders exploited the situation. Like the harvest of 1789 was not good, the winter was going on, so the prices were high. So the bakery people took the advantage of this, and did not give the bread till the morning 11 o'clock. Did not give the bread at all. So angry women stopped and they took out the bread. This was one of the situations. Okay, my friend is going to explain the second part, the storming of Bastille.
Where is that second?
Rumors spread.
Rumors spread that the king had ordered
Swiss.
Swiss troops to move into the city, fearing for their life. Some 7,000 men and women broke into numbers of government buildings in search of arms. What is it?
Agitated.
Agitated crowd stormed and destroyed the prison Bastille. The day that followed saw more rioting both in Paris and the countryside.
Okay.
So what happened is the
But
king ordered
his
you
troops.
think his soldiers to move into city. So when they were going, 7,000 men and women, they uh,
They thought
they also need protection.
they
So
thought that the king would order his troops to fire at the public, so they wanted public protection. So they went in the
they went inside what
government
government buildings. Then they took some bombs, they took some weapon for their protection. So they broke down all of that government buildings. The day that followed saw more
more
uh,
rioting.
rating both in Paris and the countryside.
Okay, I'm going to explain it in detail later. So on 14 July 1789, the king ordered his troops to move into city, and the rumors spread that he was going to order the troops to open fire the crowd. People fearing that they wanted protection, So they went in search of arms in government buildings. They destroyed government buildings and they took out arms. But in the center of the palace, the Bastille, a prison lived there. So it was like a hatred for the people. It told that it represented that the people could not do anything to king. So fearing that people wanted also arms. So for the hatred of the king, they stormed into the Bastille, took out the arms, and released all the prisoner. The guards of the Bastille were killed. Even the jailer also king. The following day saw more rioting both in Paris and the countryside. Okay, liberated prisoners. Prisoners were of the Bastille were released and marched on the streets of Paris in victory. It was one of the greatest symbolic events on which it's still celebrated in France every year. Faced with power of revolting. Okay, so they had stormed the Bastille, they had released all the prisoners, but there were only 7 prisoners that time. So people got more hatred. They took out the parts from the Bastille and sold it in market for people who wanted to remember this day. So so these were all the events happening. The Louis XVI started to fear. So after seeing this revolting subject, Louis XVI finally accepted the recognition of the National Assembly. The people who had left the General Estate Assembly and took the escort oath and decided to form the National Assembly. So the assembly was finally accepted by the Louis XVI. Okay, Bastille Markers, the place where the Bastille was located, Paris
Oh,
today.
okay. So guys, here we are going to stop. In next
No,
video we'll
no, no,
start.
no. We can still continue. Just 2 more slides. Like we'll explain
Hey,
how.
we'll stop, dude.
Okay. So we are gonna ask you some questions. Okay.
So guys, in next video we are going to start a Bastille market.
Okay. Markers.
Sorry, markers. Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask you the question. Tell me the three. Okay. I'll type it down in the I'll type it down in a notepad. You can copy it down. You can see my screen now.
So, so even I'll say the question. You just give them question.
Okay. I'll tell. What was the division of French society in 18th
So
century?
guys, if you are intelligent, you'll know this answer. I'll just give one question.
Okay, this was the only one question we are going to give you. If you want, I'll give you extra question just for you. Okay.
We'll just give three question, guys.
Okay.
He'll give two question. I'll give one question.
Okay. What was
Okay,
the?
my question is, what is revolution?
Okay. So he's not. It's like out of a topic. Okay.
Not out, but
But it's
people should know, bro. People should know
yeah,
what is the revolution. So I'm giving you the questions, guys.
yeah,
Don't copy it from Google. Even I know.
yeah,
Uh, don't copy it.
yeah. I'm gonna give you the Just I give us the third question is very simple. Mention a date for the storming of Bastille. The dates for these following events. Just for the following events. For following events. Okay, I'm gonna ask you the dates I had told you. So first event is General Estate Assembly. Estate Assembly. Then is called oath. Code oath and the storming of Bastille. These are my 3 questions. You can answer them in the chat box. Thank you.
Okay, guys. If you are new to our channel, please
Please up.
like, share, subscribe. We'll
Yeah.
see you in next video. Be safe. Don't go out. Bye.
Okay. Okay. Please subscribe us as we are also new. So let's have a bond between us. Thank you.
Bye.